famous. I'm Simbo.
I'm your man CL. What up, what up, what up, what up?
So, man, look, we want to, first of all, thank all the viewers, subscribers, people who, signed up for notifications.
Yep.
And, you make this enjoyable for us to do. What you think, CL?
Most definitely, man. I've been getting real good response from everybody. I'm talking about all ages, from 17 to 70, all races, sex, genders, no matter what color you are. I mean, I'm getting reception from everybody. I see all different shades of people all day, every day because of the field I'm in, man. And I reached out to a lot of people and told them to subscribe and follow us, and they've been doing a great job at subscribing and following. For those of you who don't know how to go get in touch with us, go to We All Famous on Instagram, podcast on Instagram, and also follow us on YouTube. We All Famous podcast on YouTube. Subscribe and like and keep on supporting us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and the comments, man, they been from everything. How good the show look. And, how the chemistry between me and CL
loving the chemistry.
Hey, man, we appreciate people paying attention to details.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, man.
Look, man, we're going to get into it. Today, man, we're going to talk about deadbeats.
Yeah, deadbeat.
And I'm talking about fathers, mothers, both. It's not just one faction that's a deadbeat. It could be either one. But I want to start off and just say this, man. Look, I grew up in a two-parent household.
Right.
That don't make me no better or no worse than anybody else. But lately, and I'm going to say over the last 4 or 5 years, just having casual conversations with friends of mine, I didn't realize how many people grew up in one-parent households.
Right. And
it made me reflect on some of the things we went through as younger people, how that could affect them. You know what I mean? And, my grandparents was together. My mother and father was together. And it really helped me to kind of impart that in my kids. If something happened to me today, I feel like my kids, I got sons, 3 sons.
Right.
All of them know how to be a father because I was there. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're going to jump into it and talk about deadbeats.
Right.
So what you think about the whole situation of being either a deadbeat father or mother?
I come from not really having a stable father in my life coming up.
Okay.
But I don't know if my mom saw leadership skills in me. Well, I think I turned out pretty good. I know she did her best. She couldn't always give me what she wanted me to have. I couldn't always get what I wanted, but I always had what I needed.
Right.
And growing up, we had strong with the women with the strong people in my family.
Right.
Even though certain men was in the household in a couple of families, but it was always the women who was the disciplinarians, and the men you kind of followed. If I growing up, I wish I had a strong man in my life to show, because I had to grow up and just be a father just by trial and error and just by seeing, So I never really had a father figure what I could say a father that I kind of looked up to. But I think, the men in my life, it was always cool to, to have multiple women.
Right.
Not saying that it was right.
Right.
But the example that was presented to me coming up as a little kid, it was always cool to have multiple women. So I kind of lived that
gravitated
I
towards
kind of gravitated toward that because it seemed cool to have multiple women. Now I'm glad I experienced all that at a young age, coming up having multiple women, because it now make me the man I am today. And I think God blessed me to be a father now. I got a 3-year-old, and it make me a whole lot better father now versus me back then. I don't think I would have been a great father. I would just been a baby daddy. And right now, today, he blessed me at an older age where I think I could be I'm a whole lot better. I think I'm great. I'm a great father.
You are a great father.
I ain't gonna just say I'm a good father. I'm a great father.
No, you are, man. Let me say this. It's ironic that you just said that, because I talk to all my sons, man. Like I'm not their friend. I'm not their big homie.
Right.
I'm their daddy, and we understand that. So I was talking to my oldest son, and he was saying that he used the female example that when they grow up with their mother, she normally villainized the father.
Right.
And they turn out and be strippers and OnlyFans because they don't value a man's love. And I think a kid needs a man love, whether it's female or male. And vice versa. They need their mother's love. And I was looking at, not to talk long, you
keep
to
on.
talk
Go
long.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was looking at show last night, me and my wife. It's called Amsterdam.
Right.
And a kid came in the emergency room. It's like a doctor, hospital type show.
Yeah, I never seen it. The only Amsterdam I know is the one in my cup. But go ahead on.
So the kid came in the emergency room, man, and she had some kind of sickness where she needed a kidney. So the doctor immediately asked her, do she have a blood relative? Was the father? The mother immediately said he was dead. So the doctor said, well, I'm going to put her on a waiting list for a kidney, but if you could find a blood donor, it might go quicker and probably could save her life. She pulled the doctor to the side and said, well, her father is living, but I don't want her to know that. Right. And I'll call him if I have to. Well, anyway, the doctor called, and the parent showed up. He showed up, and he gave his daughter a kidney. So how much of that is going on where one of the parents can't stand the other one so much that they would put their kid's life in jeopardy? You know,
I think it go on a lot because especially if the kid favor that other parent. A lot of time they get mistreated because they favor that other parent so much that the mother can't. It's like looking at that man that done them wrong or whatever. If they feel that person done them wrong, not even just a man, a female too. A kid can look so much like their father, and I think they get mistreated at times because of that. There, but whatever that show is, I mean that's a reality show, and that's stuff that happen in real life every day. But I think it's a sad thing that parents have to bash each other to make themselves look good or boost themselves or make themselves look good. But at the end of the day, it's only affecting the kids. And if the kids is what you worry about the most, you got to definitely put the kid before your feelings. No matter what that person done cheating on you or whatever it may be, you got to put the kid first.
You're exactly right, and it's sad, man. A lot of these kids, like you say, that was a show, right? But a lot of these shows are written from reality, right? And if it's a child out there, because their genetics is a certain way, and they don't know who that parent is, you know, that could say they like, it's consequences,
right?
To having kids, man.
Yes, and even though I didn't have that father figure in my life coming up to lead by example, I had strong women in my life. I appreciate my Aunt Gwen, my Aunt Lois. Everybody, all the strong women that beat our back in. That's another thing. Kids don't get whoopings like we got, so it's not the intimidation factor not there. See, back in the day, we had the intimidation factor where we grew up a certain way. And a lot of times, mothers, all they had to do is give you that look. They just sit over there and just give you that look, and you already know what should be done and what shouldn't be done. And when we say, by the time I get home, this better be done, that better be done, this better be done, and that better be done. There's going to be consequences behind it.
I did have a father and a grandfather.
Right.
But some of the strongest people in my life were my aunts. You know?
That's it.
And
That's it.
My aunts, they impacted me way more than I lead on a lot of times. You know, I can see how I handle certain situations. I'd be like, oh, my Aunt Barbara taught me this.
Right.
Or my Aunt Paulette taught me this. So I totally agree with you on that. But it's nothing like having a man, and it's no shot at no person that went through this, but if you a father now, think about it.
Yeah.
When you was a kid and you was a man, a little boy, and you were yearning for that man's love. So if you have a kid today, I don't know, somebody might need to hear this, man.
Right.
No matter how bad that woman is talking about you, find a way, whatever it takes, to be in that kid's life.
Well, I may be an exception to the rule, you know what I'm saying? Because by me not really growing up with that father, it never seemed like I was missing anything.
Hey, you know what? I've been knowing you all my life. And a lot of guys I've been knowing all my life. Like I say, I just recently did not know that wasn't your reality.
No, it wasn't.
Because you don't portray that. See, most guys that don't have a father figure, it's an excuse why they do certain things.
Right.
You know, and I'm gonna end this segment with this, unless you got more to say about it.
Go ahead.
I got a friend of mine. Rest in peace. He's no longer here, but we used to always walk to the corner store on Little York and Carver. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Everybody that's from our hood know the store.
Yeah.
And so one day we walking back to the house, and he asked me for $5. He never asked me for money, you know, and I'm like, well, $5, he must want something from the store. You know, I was blessed at that age. You know, I had extra money in my pocket. I gave him the $5. He gave it to a guy at the store. Guy we normally call a drunk wino.
Right.
And I was like, oh, man, he being charitable, you know. And once we got closer to the house, he said, that was my dad, man. And I was like, damn, that was your dad? He like, yeah, man. He saw me. He spoke to me. And he just asked me, do I have any money in my pocket? You know what I'm saying? And I asked you, and you gave it to me. But, yeah, that was my daddy. Now, all these years, you know, I thought his dad was dead.
Right.
His dad was, every day we saw this man at the corner. We knew him, but we didn't know him.
Mm-hmm.
He knew him, you know, but he had enough love for that man because that was his blood father that he still was looking out for him, even though that man wasn't looking out.
Give him his last $5.
Gave him his last $5, borrowed $5, you know, because, you know, he cared about his father. But with that was said, man, we into your segment.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead. I want to thank all the strong women that raised me and my family, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. They always instilled in us morals to treat people like you want to be treated. So with or without a father, we was told to treat people like we want to be treated. And they always taught me, always make sure you know how to do everything a woman can do. That way, if you get with a woman who's not doing those things, she can't withhold those things from you. I was taught how to cook, clean, treat people with respect, do everything that a woman would be able to do that a man wouldn't normally do. And I thank you for instilling that in me. And they say the only thing that you should be able to do is if a woman want to withhold sex from you, that'd be the only thing she'd be able to withhold from you. And you can get a nut on your own and just feel better with a woman.
You know what? You gonna always turn it into so wild. But listen, hey, you know what? I was gonna end this segment, but I got one thing I do need to say. We've been saying absent father, but it's absent mothers out there also.
Already, most definitely.
You know,
to me, it's even worse with a mother because you carrying this child all this time and building the bond. So to me, it's kind of even worse with a woman.
Yeah, I couldn't fathom my mom just not. I don't want him no more because she didn't want to have him with my father or whatever. So, I mean, hey, man, as a man and a woman,
yes,
man, especially in our community, man, we need to look after these kids.
Yes.
It's getting way out of control, you know, and we can get deeper on why the black family is like it is, but, hey, we could change that today.
Well, we got to look out for each other, man. We got to stop harming each other. We got to stop doing bad things to each other. I think black on black, well, we killing each other at an alarming rate. We don't even need help from nobody right now because we're doing a great job of killing each other. So, man, that's all I can say about that, bro.
Well, that's cool. That was a good deep segment. I hope we help somebody out there. Yeah. You know, we probably pissed somebody off, but hey, man,
it's all good.
This was positive. We wasn't trying to be negative on any one person, but hey, if you're doing bad, change your ways. Every day is a new day. But we go get in the call segment.
Yeah, the bullshit section of the show. And you know I'm ready for that bullshit.
Well, I sent you a video.
Yeah.
There's a guy online, and I want to give credit. I saw the video. Somebody sent it to me from the Shade Room. So I want to give them their credit. That's why I saw the
Shout
video.
out Shade Room, then.
Shout out Shade Room. But this guy said he had 7 baby mamas, or 7 kids that he didn't want. And he gave his little spiel on why he didn't want the kids, and he wanted to pay for the abortion, but they kept the kids. The mother shouldn't get in contact with him.
Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. Do not want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want.
Man, what you think about this guy?
I think he a damn fool. Because for one, if you got these women, you already know they talking about having babies with you, but you steady running in them naked head.
Yeah.
I ain't never had no coochie that good where women telling me that, hey, if you know we have sex, I'm going to have a baby and I'm going to have a baby for you. But you steady running them naked head. So he the damn fool. I blame him. I don't blame the women.
I blame him and I blame the women. And I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
Wherever he's from, he must be, I'm just going to say that guy, or he's doing something where he's appealing to these different women, right?
Right.
But with that being said, you know, that's two sides of that coin. You know, he out here, he trying to bag anybody he can, and then these chicks out here, they trying to bag him. You know, and the baby is paying for it because they ain't asked to be with, you know, a product of either one of these people. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's a dangerous game, and that's 7 kids out there that's gonna have problems.
Right.
You know, in some form or fashion, it is just a terrible situation, and it's always highlighted in our community, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I
think everything is highlighted in our community because people who probably putting this stuff out, that's who we are around and that's who we see all the time. Right. I feel it going in Hispanic communities, white communities, going in every community, but we only gravitate and pay attention to things that affect us as black people. Now, we was raised in the white neighborhood, we probably see the same thing. We raised in the Hispanic neighborhood, we got to see the same thing. But like I say, I think it's a worldwide thing, but it's a shame because at the end of the day, the kids are the only one who's suffering.
They the only ones suffering.
Yeah. So I think it's bullshit. I know the women that y'all, like I say, I can't say what kind of money this guy make. I can't say what he do for a living or anything like that. But at the same time, if you know these women trying to have kids for you, it's up to you to protect yourself or have a hell of a pullout game. If you got a weak pullout game, you can't be on a downstroke when you should be on the outstroke.
Well, you know, he said that he chose not to pull out. Like that's by choice.
Okay, well, if he chose to pull out now by choice, then you want a kid.
Yeah, I don't know what state he from, but if he from Texas, man, they gonna find you partner. Yeah. You need to take care of that.
You better hope you ain't from California, because California, they tax you on child support. So you better hope you ain't from California.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, to me, again, I had a conversation with my oldest son, and he was like, man, I can't blame the dude. I can't say he wrong, and I can't say he right based on his explanation. His explanation was well thought out. He gave the ins and outs on why he don't, but it still don't make sense, man. You know, you can't just be out here, you know, being reckless like that, just having kids and then just saying I don't want them. Then just because the girl don't want to have an abortion or take a plan B. I mean, that's just childish.
But even with having all these kids and you affecting the kids in a very negative way, because you damn sure can't spend time with all these kids. There's a lot of people out here making babies. Nick Cannon, NBA young boys, all these cats who got all these kids all over. You can't be everywhere all the time.
Right. Money is not everything.
Yes. You
know, time is important.
Time means a lot.
Time means a
whole lot.
Yeah.
I can take my kid to Walmart and get him a pair of underwear. But just the time he's spending with me is something that I cannot replace and can't imagine doing without. But at the same time, not just him with the kids and putting out all these kids, man, you got to worry about your life, bro. You sitting here naked head and all these women, you ain't worried about diseases? It seems like you ought to be worried about STDs, HIV, all them alphabets.
All the alphabets. That's what you should be worried about.
That's what you ought to be worried about, homie. So
you're playing Russian roulette.
A dangerous game with your life, man. So if you don't care about your life, first and foremost, man, because clearly you don't care about the kids. And clearly you showing you don't care about your life. So if you don't care about your life or the kids, shit, you might well jump off the highest building you find and can't go ahead and kill yourself, man.
Well, I know this for a fact. I seen it happen in real life before. One of them kids probably gonna be needed to save his life one day. You know what I'm saying? And then he gonna be looking for him. I saw this play out in real life before. So, I mean, man, you getting on this internet, you sound fly, you talking that talk, you know, like you the man, you ain't whoopty-whoop. Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, when all these likes and dislikes and comments is gone away, I guarantee you, partner, you gonna be looking for them kids, man.
And if one or two, if not more of them kids end up being successful, now you want to come out of nowhere and take, you know, like you really was the father there. Now all of a sudden want to become a multi-millionaire football player, basketball player, singer, actress or something. Now all of a sudden you want to come in the picture like you've been there all the time.
Hey, you know what? And it's a lot of, because I'm an NBA fan, you know, but one of the best examples of what you just said is like LeBron James, right? His mother was a strong mother, man. She had her ups and downs. Allen Iverson. These guys had their ups and downs, but those mothers kept them, you know, straight and narrow, man, to where they became somebody. Yeah. And I can't see all of a sudden I'm turning around when I got an asshole like that for a daddy because I'm rich now. Oh, yeah, it's my dad. I mean, it happens.
Well, it happened with Shaquille O'Neal, too. I think his stepfather, he had a strong stepfather there, which I think eventually changed his last name to O'Neal where he wouldn't feel different from the other kids who wasn't even his real father, and then down the line, his real father come out, looking for a handout.
Well, you know what, man? I've always been a person to give props what props is due.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about you, you're a hell of a stepfather, bro.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
I see it play out in other situations, and it's very few like you. You're rare. I always say you're rare,
mm-hmm.
and in this instance, you're rare. I see that you really care about your stepkids. So, man, keep up the good work, man.
Appreciate that, my brother.
From somebody that started off didn't have that figure, you turned out to be an excellent role model.
Well, like I say, I had extra role models for women, strong women who showed me how to do it. I didn't have the man in my life like you had, but I had the women in my life. So the absence of a father was never something in my life that I felt like I was missing, because I had them strong women in my family. So I like to thank the strong women in my family to make me the man I am today, prepared me to be a stepfather, and now a father. And all that only prepared me the best father I can be today, and that's what I try to be to my son, a great example for him. And I'm good with that, bro.
I mean, you're excellent with that. So, man, with that being said, I want to end the show saying, hey, look, I'm not attacking nobody who didn't grow up in two-parent households.
Mm-hmm.
None of that. We just pointed out certain things that need to be pointed out. But I grew up around strong men, and some of them wasn't the best strong men to grow up around. I mean,
yeah, man.
But it taught me the right and wrongs. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, anybody that touched my life, you know who you are. I constantly tell you who you are. Yeah. And so, man, I want to just say, man, I love everybody that had a part in my life that got me to this point.
Already.
And with that being said, man, I'm Simbo.
I'm your man, CL, Fofo all day.
And this has been We All Famous.
Yeah.
Acer, no chaser. Yeah. Bitch, we told